Okay, so this review's a little late. I've been moving, but I wanted to do a review because it was an interesting episode. Now, funniest moment by far, Brad goes up to Tony all nonchalant, buddy, crazy eating last challenge. Like, how do you do it? How'd you put that away? But seriously, bro, I wanted to have a conversation about who you're going to put in. And then the dramatic music kicks in. Now, for the girls' elimination, what I thought was most interesting, Cara Maria, when she came in, she seemed like she had such a target on her back, beef with Marie, Kayla, Jemmy, but she's completely under the radar now, and she wasn't even brought up as a possibility at all. That was something I found very surprising. And the girls seem surprisingly united right now. There's a little core clique with Marie and Kayla and Sylvia, and it seems like everybody else kind of wants to be in that clique, or at least wants to be cool with that clique. So I think going forward, you could see some pretty standard nominations where it's kind of just the most unpopular, least liked people who get thrown in, or the people who just put a big target on their back and kind of distinguish themselves. Like Melissa. Melissa really shouldn't have gone in. It was completely her own doing. Brittni would have been a much smarter choice for Tony and for Zach to put in just to weaken Brad. It made no strategic sense for them to throw in Melissa, but Melissa was just so outrageous this episode, she really dug her own grave. And then the other thing that was interesting was that Nicole was not able to keep Melissa out of the elimination, because like I say, it was a toss-up. It was way smarter move for them to put in Brittni, so the fact that Nicole wasn't able to push them on to nominate Brittni and wasn't able to save Melissa, it either made me think Nicole didn't try, or maybe Nicole really doesn't have that much clout. And Nicole could not have been any more adorable this episode, just snoring her way through this big fight. And let me get to the fight, by the way. One of the most entertaining, I can't even call it a fight, it's more like a pre-fight, one of the most entertaining pre-fights I've seen. And girls do this so much better than guys. Guys, if they're going to fight, maybe you get some pushes back and forth. But with girls, there's the going up and down to the different heights and moving the head and shaking. Like, it's like a choreographed dance. And I'm not really taking a side on the fight. Look, Melissa did look bad. I don't know if it was the editing, but it seemed like she really was kind of leading Nicole on. And it wasn't all editing. I think she said at one point, I'm aligning with Nicole because she's a strong player. So Melissa did seem kind of shady, like she was using Nicole. But then again, Kam, it just felt like she was like taking it upon herself to like stand up for the voice of the house and like be the wrath of the house on her, and it was just unnecessary. And now for the actual elimination. First we get a hilarious TJ moment. Now TJ, he's been there forever, he's iconic, wouldn't be the challenge without him, but I don't think anyone could argue like he's a really good host. And we see this where he asks these kind of instigating questions, and there's this whole blow up, and then TJ says, all right, well that sounds bad. Anyway, to the challenge, like, and I guess it's kind of funny, it made me laugh, but it just seems like TJ never makes any effort to come up with any kind of clever quips that like all other hosts on shows do. And we do get a great elimination round. Now, in one corner we have Sylvia. Poor Sylvia gets screwed over by her team, is totally sick. Actually, at first I thought she was just kind of making a big deal of it, but she goes into that elimination round looking like death, such an underdog. And then on the other hand, you have Melissa, biggest villain. Now she's this temptress, luring poor, sweet, innocent Nicole into this relationship, and then playing dirty with aforementioned poor Sylvia, goes up 1-0, but then Sylvia comes back, and I thought a very satisfying underdog way. And I love Nicole on the sidelines, gives this little wave to Melissa. You can tell she's totally loving this and getting turned on by it. And she was sweet and loyal to Melissa to the end. And that's why I was conflicted about this elimination. On the one hand, I was sad to see Melissa go because one, she was great for drama, and two, I felt bad for Nicole. On the other hand, Sylvia just seemed like such a better human being that you couldn't help but root for her. And when Sylvia gets kneed, gets her hair pulled, just every dirty trick in the book, when she finally says I've had enough and she rears up to actually punch Melissa, you just can't help but kind of cheer for her. Okay, so now we're 2 people down and 5 weeks in, so one of 3 things has to happen. Either the show's going to go on for months, they're going to change the rules of the game so people are getting eliminated quicker or more people are getting eliminated each week, or they're just going to edit the show differently and they're going to have to make up for all this lost time. And I'm honestly torn with what I hope happens because it's frustrating how slow it's going and it's excruciating, but I love the show so much, I kind of want to get as many episodes as possible, so I'm kind of hoping it's the first option. And probably the biggest surprise of the episode for me is just how much I'm liking Brittni and how bad I feel in some ways that she's stuck with Brad, who most people seem to think at this point is either a crazy-eyed psycho or just a knuckle-dragging caveman who's obsessed with steroids. So as always, super excited for next week, and I'll try to get the next episode out a little quicker.